Government to remodel Pera Stelling for improved parking and safer dispatch of vessels. The government of Guyana has announced plans to remodel the Pera Stelling, aiming to enhance the parking arrangements for vehicles and vessels and to create a safer, more organized dispatch system for speedboats operating on the Essequibo and Demerara routes. During a recent meeting with business owners on the Essequibo coast, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for Finance and Public Service, Dr. Ashni Singh, confirmed that progress is being made on the redesign of the Pera Stelling. This remodel will address long-standing concerns about congestion and safety at the facility. Right now, I have seen preliminary designs, not as yet to the point of going to tender, but I have seen some preliminary conceptual designs on what a remodeled Pera Stelling would look like to address exactly those concerns you have raised, Minister Singh stated in response to issues highlighted by a frequent user of the facility. He acknowledged that the current infrastructure has outgrown its capacity, necessitating these upgrades. In addition to the remodeling efforts, Minister Singh also highlighted several improvements in the ferry service between Parika and Supinam, including the introduction of 2 new ferries and an online booking system in 2022. These initiatives have already made the ferry service more efficient and accessible to the public. Further supporting the government's focus on improving water transportation, Minister Singh echoed Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo's call for private sector involvement in the market. He suggested that there is significant business potential for private operators to provide more efficient and timely crossing services, given the growing demand. The point that the Vice President was making is that this is also an opportunity for private sector investment. If we don't see a private operator stepping up, I think it's something which we will certainly have to consider, Dr. Singh noted, assuring business owners that the government would continue discussions on improving the frequency and efficiency of crossings. The remodeling of the Pera Stelling and the ongoing improvements in ferry services are part of the government's broader efforts to enhance infrastructure and support economic growth in the region. Major infrastructure upgrades set to transform Central Georgetown. Residents of Central Georgetown will soon witness significant infrastructure developments as the Ministry of Public Works opens bids for the construction and rehabilitation of several key roads. The projects, collectively amounting to nearly $14 billion, are part of the government's ongoing efforts to enhance the city's transportation network and improve traffic flow. During an inspection of the ongoing Cemetery Road project over the weekend, Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgehill, emphasized the strategic importance of upgrading smaller roads to main access routes in response to increasing traffic within these areas. These are not small roads. These are the main access roads. We are looking at the possibility of continuing Sussex Street, coming in from Cemetery Road and up to Mandela Avenue, Minister Edgehill stated, highlighting the scope and scale of the upcoming works. The Cemetery Road project alone has an engineer's estimate of $1.6 billion. The first phase, upgrading the stretch from Vlissingen Road to Homestretch Avenue into a 4-lane road, has already been awarded. Phase 2, which covers 620 meters from Homestretch Avenue to Mandela Avenue, is currently out for tender with an estimated cost of $360 million. In addition to Cemetery Road, bids have also been invited for sections of Thomas Lands and Carafesta Avenue. Phase 2 of the Thomas Lands Road project will see 600 meters of road rehabilitated at a cost of $1 billion. Meanwhile, 1,500 meters of Carafesta Avenue will undergo rehabilitation, with a budget of $1.5 billion allocated for this work. Minister Edgehill also announced 2 additional projects aimed at upgrading Princess Street to accommodate increased traffic flow. The first project, stretching from Princess Street and Cemetery Road to St. Stephen Street, involves the rehabilitation of 1,070 meters of road at a cost of $650 million. The second project, covering 730 meters from St. Stephen Street to High Street, will see an investment of $800 million. Every effort is being made to improve what we are doing in the city and across the country, Minister Edgehill stressed, reaffirming the government's commitment to enhancing infrastructure nationwide. These infrastructure projects are expected to significantly improve traffic flow and accessibility in Central Georgetown, providing long-term benefits to residents and commuters alike. Guyana to construct $214 million state-of-the-art waste treatment plant. The government of Guyana has signed an investment agreement for the construction of a $214 million state-of-the-art waste treatment plant, a major step forward in the nation's commitment to sustainable development. The agreement was signed by Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for Finance and Public Service, Dr. Ashni Singh, and was officially handed over by Guyana's Chief Investment Officer, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, to the Chief Executive Officer of Professional Waste Solutions Incorporated, PWSI, Mahendra Jet II. The waste treatment plant, which will be built at Coverden, East Bank Demerara, is expected to create over 40 jobs. This project represents a significant investment in Guyana's infrastructure and aligns with the government's objectives of achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, particularly Goal 6, which aims to ensure clean water and sanitation for all by 2030. This investment is more than just a facility. It is a statement of our commitment to sustainable development and our unwavering belief in Guyana's potential to lead in green technologies. We are setting the stage for Guyana to not only meet but exceed global environmental standards, positioning our country as a leader in eco-friendly industrial solutions, Dr. Ramsarup stated. The plant will utilize non-incinerator technology to process waste generated by the oil and gas industry and other sectors, converting it into reusable oil. A byproduct of this process, known as slag, will be safe for disposal in landfill sites and will also be used in blockmaking, supporting the rapid growth of Guyana's construction sector. CEO Mahendra Jet2 emphasized that the facility will not only treat waste but will transform it into valuable products, contributing to Guyana's low-carbon development agenda. This facility is just the beginning. Our partnership with the government and our alignment with the low-carbon agenda demonstrate our dedication to creating a cleaner, more sustainable Guyana. We are not just treating waste, we are transforming it into value. And in doing so, we are laying the groundwork for a brighter, more prosperous future for all Guyanese, Jet2 said. The establishment of this waste treatment plant is expected to be a cornerstone in Guyana's efforts to manage industrial waste sustainably, contributing to the country's long-term environmental and economic goals. Government commences construction of new nursery school in Rockstone, Region 10. In a significant step towards enhancing educational access in remote areas, the government of Guyana has initiated the construction of a new nursery school in the hinterland community of Rockstone, Region 10. The sod-turning ceremony, held on Monday, was led by the Honorable Minister of Education, Pera Stelling, marking the commencement of this vital infrastructure project. The construction of the new nursery school, valued at $52,180,950 Guyanese dollars, will be carried out by ELE's Trading and Hardware, with an expected completion timeline of 6 months. A mobilization amount of $15,654,285 Guyanese dollars has already been allocated to facilitate the start of the project. Upon completion, the school will provide a safe and conducive learning environment for approximately 150 children from Rockstone and surrounding areas, ensuring they receive quality early childhood education. Speaking at the ceremony, Minister Manikchand emphasized the government's unwavering commitment to ensuring that every child, regardless of their geographical location, has access to quality education. She highlighted the importance of this new nursery school in bridging the educational gap in hinterland communities, noting that it reflects the Ministry of Education's dedication to creating equitable opportunities for all children in Guyana. The construction of this new nursery school is more than just a building. It represents our unwavering commitment to the future of our children and the development of our country. Education is the foundation upon which we build a brighter future, and we are ensuring that every child in Guyana has that opportunity, Minister Manikchand stated. The project, which is expected to be completed by the end of 2024, will play a crucial role in nurturing the next generation of leaders from Rockstone and its neighboring communities. This initiative is part of the broader efforts of the Irfan Ali government to improve access to quality education across Guyana, particularly in remote and underserved areas. Amerindian Land titling sees remarkable progress over the past 3 years, says Minister Sukhai. The Amerindian Land Titling (ALT) initiative has achieved significant milestones over the past 3 years, marking a stark contrast to the previous administration's efforts. This was highlighted by Minister of Amerindian Affairs, Honorable Pauline Sukhai, during the Barima-Waini Regional Tashayos/CDC chairpersons meeting held in Mabaruma. Addressing an audience of around 55 Tashayos and CDC chairpersons, along with Minister of Housing and Water Honorable Colin Croal and regional agency heads, Minister Sukhai emphasized the government's unwavering support for indigenous land rights. She proudly reported a substantial increase in the percentage of land owned by Guyana's First Peoples, reflecting the administration's commitment to empowering Amerindian communities. Since we came into office, we have dispensed titles to about 12 communities, benefiting from extensions and titling. This is a significant achievement for my government, as the previous administration did not grant a single title during their 5-year tenure, Minister Sukhai stated. The ALT project is designed to enable Amerindian communities to secure legal ownership of their lands and natural resources, with the broader goal of promoting sustainable social and economic development. Under the previous administration, the ALT unit was dismantled, and land titling activities were halted, leaving many communities without titles. However, upon taking office, the current PPP/C administration reinstated the alt unit and promptly resumed the titling process, resulting in the successful issuance of titles to several villages. In 2023 alone, 6 villages received titles: 4 Miles in Region 1, Paramikatoy in Region 8, and Kapoi Extension, Mashabo Extension, Akawini, and Wakapeo in Region 2. This achievement is part of a broader effort to ensure that Amerindian communities can secure their ancestral lands and benefit from their natural resources. Looking ahead, Minister Sukhai announced that an additional 5 titles for land extensions will be granted at the upcoming National Tashayos Conference, NTC, in August 2024. This will bring the total number of titles issued under the current administration to 17, further underscoring the government's dedication to advancing the rights of indigenous peoples. Minister Sukhai also reiterated the government's commitment to revising the Amerindian Act of 2006, a priority identified by President Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ali. An extensive education and awareness campaign is currently underway to ensure that leaders are well versed in the legislation before formal consultations begin. In her comprehensive address, Minister Sukhai called on leaders to embrace their roles with responsibility, adhere to principles of good governance, and remain accountable for the resources and opportunities provided to them. Over $40 billion injected into development of Region 1 villages, says Minister Croal. In a significant stride towards the upliftment of Amerindian villages in Region 1, Barimaweni, the government has invested over $40 billion through 5 key ministries over the past 3 years. This historic financial commitment has catalyzed the transformation of essential services and infrastructure in these communities, marking a new era of development. Speaking at the Regional Tashayos/CDC Chairpersons meeting held in Mabaruma, Minister of Housing and Water, Honorable Colin Croal, highlighted the immense impact of these investments on the region. The minister emphasized that these funds have been strategically directed towards critical areas such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure, all aimed at enhancing the quality of life for residents. These oil and gas revenues are being allocated to various sectors to maximize the pace and scale of development, Minister Croal stated, underscoring the government's commitment to rapid and inclusive progress. A key initiative under this development drive is the Information and Communications Technology (ICT) program, which is empowering communities by providing access to education and training through the Guyana Online Academy of Learning (GOAL) program. Minister Croal urged village leaders to encourage youth to take advantage of these opportunities, emphasizing that individuals can now pursue further education while continuing their traditional livelihoods. You can be right in your village, doing your job or farming, and simultaneously advancing your studies. That is the opportunity we're creating for you, Minister Croal affirmed. The substantial increase in financial resources allocated to villages has placed significant responsibility on local leaders to ensure these investments are effectively implemented. Minister Croal stressed the importance of accountability and communication among leaders, noting that these are essential components of the pathway to sustainable development. In her remarks, Minister of Amerindian Affairs, Honorable Pauline Sukhai, announced that approximately $1.6 billion has been allocated as grants to various villages in Region 1. She echoed Minister Croal's sentiments, reminding leaders of their duty to serve with integrity and accountability, as they have been entrusted with the confidence of their communities. National Tashayos Council, NTC, Vice Chairperson, Sonia Lachman, also addressed the gathering, urging leaders to adopt a governance model that reflects the unique culture and characteristics of their villages. She highlighted the NTC's role as the legally established body representing the interests of indigenous people across Guyana. Regional Chairman Brentnall Ashley reinforced the call for transparency in project execution, emphasizing that it is crucial for fostering prosperity in the region. The meeting was attended by several key figures, including NTC Secretary Tashayo Shane Cornelius and Regional Executive Officer Mr. Suchan, who joined in the discussions aimed at steering the future development of Region 1.